So this is my report for the virtual assignment. What is your chosen virtual? Why did you choose it? I chose generosity. I feel like maybe sometimes I can lack of being generous to others. Not in the way that I'm rude, but like in the way of just giving back to people in need. Um, since like it's always nice to do actions like that. What does Aristotle say about my chosen virtual? That there's people that give too much and give too little. So I feel like there's never an in between with how generous you can be. Um, and that like giving, like, are you doing it more of the reason because you want to or because you feel like you have to? According to Aristotle. Um, like I kind of said, um, either you give too much or you give too little. Um, and like I said, like doing it out of the kindness of your heart, or if you're doing it just because you want the fame and you post maybe videos about it and that. Um, I think I lack in this. Um, and I think because, like I said, I feel like I'm a very social person and I really talk to anybody and anyone. But I feel like I don't help the community out in a way. And like what I chose to do was um, like giving out food to homeless people. Um, Something that I feel like they could use, especially maybe after being hungry, after a long day of not eating or have drinking any fluids. Um, my chosen moral exemplar would be this family that had helped me play club soccer. I played for Northwest United for since probably middle school. Um, and I feel like they did it out of the kindness of their heart. They're very humble people, and I don't really keep like in touch with them anymore. Um, so I don't have time to reach out, but like they always did that whenever like anyone needed anything, they'd always offer to help. Um, and they were one of those people that were wealthy enough to do things like that and um, really do it for kindness, not for like their for their like ego or stuff like that. What are your actions plans? What are your chosen goals? What are your chosen commitments and your chosen activities? A goal of mine is to prep food 2 times a week. Um, and my commitment's obviously to hand them out to the people in need. I live kind of near the guide, so it's gonna be kind of easier for me to do this. Or I did this. Um, Hand out food and stuff like that since there's a lot of people that are usually in corners here. Um, like I said, my chosen activity was helping the homeless. How did your activity plan go? Did you feel like you practiced your activities? Did it make you anxious? I definitely did. Um, I pretty much did it for 2 weeks, so I gave out four times, and I made about 5 meals each time I went out. Is kind of what I had. If I had more, I would have made more. Did it make me anxious? A little bit, because I'm stepping a little bit out of my comfort zone, but not really. in the way that maybe I didn't want to bother them. Maybe they all took the food, but I didn't know that they would want the food. Maybe they would have declined the food. Where are you able to stake your commitments? Yes, like I said, it was just I did it on Tuesdays and Thursdays after class. So kind of later in the day, but it was still a little bit there's still a bit of light out. And I went for, like I said, 2 weeks, 4 times. And yeah. The obstacles I faced were obviously the lack of like resources I had. I'm in college. I try to work as much as I can, but I'm usually doing all in-person classes, so it's a bit tougher to maybe maintain more resources or being able to get more resources to be able to feed these people in need. Another, like, something good that I saw was that there was a TikTok page made locally feeding out homeless people. That was super interesting, and I think that's kind of where I got my idea from. If you were to do this project again but longer period of time, what would you do differently? For example, do you have any ideas for any other activities you would like to go do? I think I would keep the same way, or keep the same activity, since I feel like it's really helping them in a way. Because, like I said, maybe they don't have food, or maybe they do, or sometimes maybe they don't want it, which can be interesting since, like, I'm coming up to them. They can totally deny me. Was your goal unrealistic? Which goal might you set instead of you? My goal was not unrealistic. I think it was pretty realistic. I guess I didn't mention it. I wrote it down in my page, but it was going 2 times a week out to the community and helping them. And I did maintain it. It was very realistic, but like I said, my materials maybe weren't enough to feed more people. Would you select a different virtual? I would not. I think generosity can go a long way. Even just a single compliment or something like that could go a long way for somebody. And just being nice to people, making them feel valued, and like or giving them the sense of belonging is like kind of where I kind of saw this project.